Yi Chen wouldn't target you again. Standing nearby, Su Miyu had been quietly listening the whole time, unable to suppress a sudden burst of laughter. Yi Chen, thinking that her laughter was in appreciation of his defense, responded with a crooked grin, his lips pulling into a rather disturbing arc. He strode over, took Su Miyu's hand, and declared, "Miyu, as long as I'm here, no one will sacrifice your freedom in exchange for power. Whoever tries will die." Seeing this, you hastily took a few steps back, trying to conceal your relief. Good. Finally, the male and female leads are about to pair up and fly off together. Once they're gone, all be safe. In the original plot, you would have made a move with the bodyguards at this point. But now you held them all back, just waiting for Yi Chen to whisk Su Miyu away. But Su Miyu took 2 steps back, her face cold as she looked at Yi Chen and said, "Are you insane?" Having listened to your thoughts for so long, Su Miyu had come to understand the situation. It seemed that the world she found herself in was nothing more than a storybook. According to the normal plot, by now, she should have run off with this man. But the thought of becoming just another part of his harem filled her with disgust. Yi Chen, though initially stunned by Su Miyu's words, quickly regained his composure. "Miyu, I know what you're afraid of, but trust me, as long as I'm here, nothing will happen to you. The Tong family is nothing. If we were abroad, a single command from me would summon 100,000 mercenaries to wipe the Tong family off the face of the earth." As he finished speaking, he cast a menacing glance in your direction. In your panic, fear was momentarily forgotten. You yelled, "Are you out of your mind? What does this have to do with me? I've already told the bodyguards to stand down. What more do you want from me? And you, Su Miyu, you're a real piece of work. He's putting on quite the show just to protect you." At long last, Su Miyu spoke, her tone cold. "Yi Chen, you are just a bodyguard for the Su family. As of today, you're fired. Please leave immediately." A trace of anger flickered across her stunningly beautiful face. Though her fury wasn't reserved for Yi Chen alone, it was also directed at you, the incessant mutterer. "What's with all the nonsense? What, were you a machine gun in a past life?" The more Su Miyu spoke, the more Yi Chen felt a strange sweetness in his heart, convinced that she was only putting on a harsh front to protect him. "She cares for me, of course. The woman I, the Dragon King, have chosen would do this." His gaze softened, a few more traces of tenderness and affection filling his eyes as he looked at Su Miyu. His smile grew even more devilishly charming, and he confidently said, "Miyu, I will never leave you. With me by your side, you needn't worry about anything. I will be your strongest shield." The members of the Tang family, upon hearing these words, the faces of the Tong family members were filled with fury, and Su Miyu felt a shiver run down her spine, goosebumps rising from head to toe as Yi Chen's gaze, smoldering with desire, fixated on her like she was some divine beauty. "This is the last time I'll ask, are you leaving or not?" As the Dragon King, his possessiveness was overpowering. He would never allow his woman to remain in what he saw as a hellhole that was the Tong family. Meanwhile, the Su family was on the verge of erupting in rage. An enraged Su Chongshan charged forward and shoved Yi Chen hard, but Yi Chen stood there like an unmovable mountain. In a fit of fury, Su Chongshan threw a punch, striking Yi Chen squarely in the face, bellowing, "You witless dog, get lost and stop pestering my daughter. I have only one son-in-law, and that's Sha Yu. If you keep this up, the Su family will not spare you." The punch didn't do much damage, but its insult was undeniable. A dark and intense murderous intent flickered in Yi Chen's eyes. Yet, because Su Chongshan was his father-in-law, he swallowed his anger, solemnly chanting the word endurance in his heart. As the Dragon King, the most important lesson was to master patience. With a cold expression, Yi Chen said, "Since I'm not welcome here, I will leave." As he turned to leave, his eyes filled with venom, glaring at you with deep resentment. "This guy," he deliberately stayed out of it, letting the Su family deal with me. What cunning! He's clearly using the Su family to force Su Miyu to submit. The humiliation I've suffered today, I'll make sure both he and the Tong family pay for it in blood. Remember this, Miyu," Yi Chen said, his voice chilling. "No matter what happens in the future, if you ever need me ... I will always be by your side, protecting you." With those parting words, Yi Chen strode away with large, determined steps. What a lunatic! What does any of this have to do with me? In my heart, I curse it, Su Miyu. For heaven's sake, just go with your man and be done with it. And make it a high-speed action, will you? Seeing the look Yi Chen threw at me as he left, I was fuming internally. Meanwhile, Su Miyu was equally infuriated, having listened to me muttering incessantly for what felt like an eternity. calling Yi Chen her husband at every turn. Unable to bear it any longer, she marched up to me and planted a kiss on my face. It's just like kissing a dog, she thought. Luckily, my reflexes were sharp, and I quickly raised my hand to shield my face, causing her kiss to land on the back of my hand instead. Good heavens, what a vicious move. She really tried to kiss me. But thanks to my superior reflexes, I dodged it. My survival instincts are still intact. The two of us stood there, staring at each other in bewilderment. The guests, witnessing this absurd scene, erupted into laughter. At the entrance, Yi Chen, hearing the uproar, glanced back. His face twisted with fury. My woman kissing another man. The laughter of the guests only fueled his rage further. His fists clenched tightly, but in the end, he restrained himself from turning back to slaughter everyone. He knew this must have been Sun Yu's way of enduring humiliation, her method of protecting him from the Tang family. After all, with his identity and power as the Dragon King, he didn't fully understand. But now was not the time to reveal his true identity. He still needed to remain in the shadows, slowly uncovering the truth behind the massacre of his family. Yi Chen took a deep breath, suppressing his rage as he left the Tang family estate. To him, the Tang family no longer had any reason to exist. As the banquet concluded, members of the Su family hurried over to apologize to the Tang family. Meanwhile, I sat on the sofa, my expression one of utter defeat, contemplating life. Why has today's storyline deviated so much from what was expected? Something was clearly off with Sun Yu today. Her intelligence seemed to have taken a significant leap. In order to protect her Dragon King, she had even gone to such great lengths of sacrifice. Seeing the shock and fury in Yi Chen's eyes as he left, I knew he wouldn't let me off easily. Then, I heard the system's voice. Congratulations, host, for surviving the first chapter of the plot. Reward, Wang Lamborghini Veneno. The vehicle has been placed in your garage. Please check it out. A car key appeared in my pocket. I pulled it out and glanced at it, at a loss for words. What the hell? Aside from money, all I have is more money. What's the point of giving me this thing now? I was beginning to suspect that the plot had completely fallen apart. Still, managing to survive the birthday banquet was a small victory in itself. Just then, Yi Jing, the head bodyguard, came running over. Young Master Chong, I know you're still upset about what happened today, but don't worry. I've already sent people to deal with that brat named Yi. Didn't you say he's some kind of expert? Well, I just called over 30 men. This time, we'll make sure he pays the price. I gasped in horror. Good grief, you really don't want me to live to see the end of this, do you? Gritting my teeth, I quickly ordered, call them back immediately. No one is to lay a finger on him. Understood. Yi Jing swiftly pulled out his phone, dialing to recall the man, though he seemed a little confused. Have they been called back? Yes, they're on their way. Only then did I exhale in relief. Damn, I almost got screwed over again. I cast a careful glance at Yi Jing, scrutinizing him from every angle. This guy, no matter how you look at him up, down, sideways, he's the picture-perfect loyal traitor. This one can't be kept around. Captain He, I said with a thoughtful expression. They say that only in fierce winds do you see the strength of the grass, and only in turbulent times does one's character shine. I'm quite pleased with your performance today, but I feel that someone with your talents is wasted as a mere bodyguard captain. Yi Jing's face lit up with surprise and gratitude. Me, his heart swelled with emotion. Young Master Chong is far too generous, indeed. Starting tomorrow, you'll head to our mining company in South Africa. I'll make the arrangements shortly. South Africa? Yi Jing was taken aback. Yes, you'll go tomorrow. And don't worry, once you're there, your salary and bonuses will triple. We'll cut for a few years, and we'll talk about the future. I gave his shoulder a firm pat, sealing the deal. Thank you, young Master Tong, for your trust. I'll give it my all. Tears welled up in Yi Jing's eyes, his heart overflowing with gratitude. After profusely thanking me, he hurried off to pack his things. Watching him go, I couldn't help but feel deeply satisfied. Problem solved, one traitor sent off to Africa, and now there's no way for him to stir up trouble and draw hatred onto me. I glanced down at the Rolex on my wrist. The life of the wealthy is simple, understated, and utterly dull. Grabbing the gift I left on the table, I headed toward the garage. Soon, a silver Lamborghini Veneno roared out of the Tong family estate. The Wang family's old mansion was nestled in the outskirts, and after about an hour of driving, I finally arrived. Just as I approached the entrance of the living room, a tall, elegant woman in a kippah stepped out, and we collided head-on. Fortunately, certain ample attributes of hers provided a soft landing, sparing us both from any real impact. Feeling the astounding elasticity against my chest, I almost let out a startled expletive. My gaze instinctively drifted over the woman. She was dressed in a white laurel embroidered kippah, her long black hair cascading over her shoulders. Beneath a flawless, angelic face lay a body sculpted like a temptress, every curve pronounced. In fact, her figure was so voluptuous that her kippah seemed strained to its very limits. If this were a game, surely the referee would call a foul for carrying the ball. Hearing that thought, the kippah-clad beauty widened her eyes and stared at me. What did you just say? She seemed unable to believe her ears. Did I really have the audacity to speak to her like that? I didn't say anything, I replied, confused, as I rubbed my nose. Wang Yixu, who hadn't seen my lips move, instinctively assumed she must have imagined it. With a calm expression, she said, "You must have misheard. What brings you to my home?" "I came to visit the old master," I replied, lifting the gift in my hand. The atmosphere suddenly became awkward. The woman before me was Wang Yixu, the eldest daughter of the Wang family, my ex-girlfriend, and the second female lead in this story. Because the Tang and Wang families had been close for generations, we had known each other since childhood. We attended the same university, and in our freshman year, we dated for 2 months. But then, a campus beauty queen from a neighboring dorm started clinging to me, and Wang Yixu misunderstood, leading to our hasty breakup. After that, I earned a reputation as Sihang's most infamous symbol, while Wang Yixu, after graduating, returned to her family's business and remained single ever since. "My grandfather is still resting," she said. "Why don't you sit down and have some tea while you wait?" With a courteous smile, Wang Yixu set about making tea for me, though a trace of bitterness flickered in her eyes. Since our breakup, we had hardly stayed in touch. It was only at last month's class reunion that she learned she had misunderstood the situation all those years ago. She regretted it deeply, for she had never truly moved on. But by now, it was far too late. She had already heard about the engagement between the Tang and Su families. Meanwhile, I wasn't dwelling on such matters, my focus entirely on watching Wang Yixu as she prepared the tea. Her movements as she prepared tea were nothing short of a visual delight, made all the more graceful by the perfectly fitting kippah she wore. In her hands, the simple act of making tea transformed into an art form. Tis TSK, even brewing tea looks this good. Su Yu as the so-called top beauty, what a joy. If you ask me, Wang Yixu is the true beauty of Su Hong. Just look at her elegance. Her tea-making skills Su Yu can't even compare. All she does is soak every day, and I don't tell her anything. Sooner or later, I need to figure out a way to break off this ridiculous engagement. As my inner rant continued, Wang Yixu's hand trembled, and she nearly dropped the teacup. Her eyes widened in disbelief as she stared at me. There was no mistaking it, this had to be Sha Yu's voice. Even though I hadn't spoken, she had heard everything clearly. "Are you alright?" I asked casually, noticing her sudden misstep. "I'm fine," Wang Yixu replied, shaking her head, though a wave of excitement surged within her. "It seems like I can hear his thoughts. And he thinks I'm the true beauty." Her heart leapt. This guy clearly hasn't forgotten about me all these years, despite pretending to be Su Yu's lapdog. With newfound confidence, she deliberately asked, "I heard you got engaged to Su Yu today. Congratulations, you must be thrilled to have finally gotten what you wanted." "That's a long story," I muttered, waving it off. "Marriage, that's never going to happen. I'll never admit to this. Not in a million years. Marriage, what a joke, it's all Su Yu's nonsense. That crazy woman is in love with someone else, and she's just using me as a shield to put on some ridiculous show." Hearing my inner tirade, Wang Yixu's mood brightened even further. She deliberately sat closer to me, her voice soft as she asked, "What's going on between you two? Relationship problems?" "We don't have a relationship. We're just friends. Why are you asking?" I sensed something and frowned slightly. As an experienced villain, I knew that the best way to avoid getting caught in the web of these female leads, whether she's the first or the 99th, was to steer clear of them altogether. My tone was cold, but my inner thoughts betrayed me. What the hell? Why did she sit so close? Her leg is touching mine. She smells so good. Is that her natural scent? And her legs? Damn, they're so white. No. Stop. Just focus. Fine. Her outfit looked good too. Wang Yixu, sensing my conflicting thoughts, felt both pleased and a little shy. He never complimented me this much when we were dating. A playful smile tugged at her lips as she leaned in closer, her voice even softer. It's nothing, really. I just wanted to apologize. I misunderstood you back then. It doesn't matter. I don't care anymore, I replied, feigning indifference. Why is she getting so close? I thought irritably, trying to maintain a scowl. Can't she see I'm already pulling a sharp face? Why won't you just back off already? Have you no dignity left as a heroine in this kind of story? But on closer inspection, she really is adorable. Her skin is flawless, her eyes are stunning, and her figure and grace, well, they're simply unmatched. Just stop getting any closer, I really can't handle this anymore.